work out that way. After one of the ancient wars with the humans, my ancestor rebelled against the symbolism of the staff. He cursed the idea of living and working with the other races, so he took the staff and cast it into the maw, never to be seen again. He did it in the heat of anger and soon regretted it. The staff represented more than the ancient legends. It was also a symbol of leadership. Without it, he chanced losing his power, so my ancestor climbed down into the maw to reclaim the staff. He never returned. Since then, members of the royal family have sought the staff. Every few generations an elf will climb down into the maw, but not one has ever made it back. We don't even know what's at the bottom. We only know that there is solid ground and the only way is straight down. We call it the maw because it swallows up anything that enters it. Okay, how could it be worth it? Naturally, I wanted to regain the staff for my people. My father would be so proud of me. They would write songs about me. I would have done what all of my ancestors failed to do. Don't you think that's enough? He looks at you a little desperately. Of course. The small elven girl carrying your doll speaks up. I'll tell you why. He wants to impress his girlfriend. That human. Isn't that right? She crosses her arms and looks smugly at the prince. The prince glares at the child and says, I guess there is someone that I kind of like, and she does happen to be human. Alright, who is she? She's beautiful. She's a hunter. She's a musician. She's a leader. She's everything I ever wanted. And not only is she human, but she's a princess as well. And she doesn't even know I exist. Now, without the staff, I'll never get a chance. Okay, how would that help? The humans believe that the items from the gods are symbols of rulership. Every human leader since the beginning has carried the golden sword. The current monarch, the princess's father, has been ill for some time. While he is incapacitated, she has accepted the responsibility of rulership. With it, she has taken the sword. She takes her station very seriously and shall only consider a suitor of equal status. Because the humans equate rulership with the possession of the godly items, she won't even look in my direction if I don't have the staff. If you get the staff, you get the girl. Well, not quite. I have to earn her respect, and I'll never get it without the staff. After that, I'm not sure what to do. I think I have to soften her up somehow. Maybe I need something pretty to give her. Even if I do get in her good graces, I won't know what to say. I always get tongue-tied whenever I talk to her. I just don't know the right words. I think if I had something nice to give her and the right words to say, I'd have a chance. Alright, forever. I've decided that if I couldn't have her, I didn't want to go on living. That's why I tried to get the staff. If I didn't make it, I'd be out of my misery. Alright, I'm really sick of talking about it. Okay, I already know why you did that. So you're at my service, huh? Yes, sir. I'll do anything within reason. Answer any questions you may have. You look new to this land. I'd be glad to help you out. Alright. What about that citadel? An ancient building? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Perhaps the wizard can help you. He's been around forever. Have you met this human wizard who supposedly talks to the children? Of course, his name is Zifnab. He's a human, but he's the strangest human I've ever met. Though, admittedly, I haven't met all that many. He resembles you somewhat, but in place of your black hair with white tips, he has white hair with black tips. Do you know him? Never heard of him. I guess that's not surprising. He likes to keep out of the way of some adults. He claims that they will try to keep him from us. You wouldn't do that, would you? Of course not. He sounds harmless. The prince lets out a relieved breath. I'm so glad. I would really like to meet him. I would really like you to meet him. He does the most spectacular tricks. Even when we don't understand half of what he says, he's always entertaining. If you'd like, I can lead you to the meeting place. There's a gathering tonight. Alright, let's go. Very good. The meeting should be fun, even though I didn't get the staff. He sighs. Please follow me. He wanders off in a shaded grove to the southeast. Alright. Let's save again. This is another clearing, so shaded by overhanging branches that it is much darker than the surrounding area. As you stroll into the clearing, you notice the children scurrying around preparing the area. Some gather wood for the fire pit in the center. The remainder relax around the pit, on the ground, or on a log lying nearby. The prince collapses on the log, looking miserable. Others glare at him as they do their work, but say nothing. The small girl carrying her doll says he's just upset because his girlfriend is coming and he didn't get the golden staff to impress her. Alright. Let's talk to him again. Hello, good sir. Alright, do you think the girl would give me her sword if I ask nicely? Give her your sword. Give you her sword? Never. It's her most valuable possession. She died before she gave it to anyone. Okay. Well, what do you think? Would she do a favor if I asked? I can't say it, but I've never seen her be nice to anyone she didn't know well. If she liked me better, I'd be happy to ask her for you, maybe someday. How long does this gathering go on? For quite a while. Zifnab sometimes leaves and returns a few times in an evening. We use his comings and goings as an excuse to socialize and play games. We only leave if we start to get really tired. Well, when is he going to show up? Who knows? Zifnab is anything but predictable. He will be here sometime today, but when exactly is anybody's guess. Alright, so what do you need to court? Yeah, okay. I'll speak with you later. A couple of boys approach the fire pit carrying a cumbersome papery hive between them. They dump it into the hole. When the hive strikes the ground, the crash causes the others to jump back in surprise. Don't worry, one of them says. It's dead. Not a live bug in it. Lucky for us, he chuckles. The other boy wipes his hands on his pants and says, You don't know the half of it. My cousin tried to light one up when the live bugs were still using it. You should have seen him afterward. He almost died. Well, it's better than carting around a bunch of wood. These hives burn better than anything I've ever seen, and they're much lighter. Besides, I've kept my eye on this one for the last week. It's as dead gets. The two boys return to the bushes looking for twigs. Well, let's wait for them. Time passes. The heap of combustibles grows higher as the children pile on the twigs and dead branches. Alright. Let's be kind and start a fire. You cast the spell on the twigs. All of the children watch, thinking perhaps that you have discovered another way to light them on fire. They smolder a bit, but do not ignite. One of the children sticks his tongue at you. Alright. Let's wait. Time passes. One child sprinkles dried moss around the massive hive as the others sit down around the pit. Let's try to ignite that. You cast the spell on the moss. All of the children watch, thinking perhaps that you have discovered... Yeah, I already read that. A child strikes a piece of flint against a flat rock she holds. The spark falls into the dried moss in the hive. Immediately, the hive explodes into flame, and the children applaud. What? You need a spark, not heat? Let's look. The fire slowly eats away at the papery hive lying in the pit. Some of the children make themselves comfortable around the fire. They begin to chatter excitedly about something. With a pop, a hot ember leaps from the fire and lands nearby. A few children giggle at it, but leave it where it lies. It's pebble-sized but red-hot. Well, let's try and put it in the shell. You scoop the hot ember up with the shell. 5 points. Alright. I don't think I need to know what the thing is within the fire. Yeah, that's what I thought. What else do we have? Trees, children, trees, white disc. Look at it. A white disc has been embedded in the ground. The surface is smooth and metallic and glows with magic. You hear some rustling from the bushes. Immediately, the children's chatter stops. All eyes turn towards the sound. A pretty young human woman steps lithely from the branches. She's dressed in hunting leathers, but carries herself regally. A golden sword is strapped to her waist, and a flute is strung around her neck. She utters no words when she sees everyone looking at her, and instead walks to the log and sits down. She attempts to act unperturbed, though it is obvious that she is uncomfortable with the attention. As soon as the woman arrived, the elven prince became entranced. His mouth dropped open, and his eyes followed her every movement. When she sat down, he seemed torn between wanting to speak to her and wanting to run far, far away. Now he appears to have arrived at a compromise, sitting in place and staring at her while she pretends to ignore him. Alright. Even though you look to be human, I don't know you, and I don't speak to people I don't know. Aha, but you are talking to me. Whatever. So this is this princess is a girl you're crazy about, huh? The prince sighs. Yes, that's her. I'd give anything just to have a simple conversation with her. On the few occasions she actually listens to me, I stumble over my words until I'm flat on my face. She just gives me that frown of hers and looks away. I'll never get her to take me seriously. Alright. Let's identify. Let's wait. Time passes. The conversation dies suddenly. You look around to determine the cause and notice that everyone is staring at the disc in the ground. It has started to glow, and it is getting brighter every moment. I've learned a spell. What spell have I learned? Let's identify. Transportation. Identify. This spell requires 2 artifacts called transportation discs. The spell itself does very little. It merely activates the magic already placed within the discs. Okay, so basically we can